There we go. If anybody wants to actually watch the game, come on over to Playback. I'll get you a VIP. What's up, Asia? What up, Chris Hall? Thanks for checking out the video and commenting today. It was very helpful. Michael McEwen in the house. Last night's winner. No Sundo. Well, it depends. Oh, OG, no good. So, we all know Sundo's a traveling man that goes all around the world and fixes all kinds of problems. Yesterday, he was, he was on the border of Ukraine and Russia trying to negotiate a peace deal. Today, he's in Gaza. Sundo Gaza is what we're calling him today. And he's, he's working on that whole deal, which is going to be tricky as well. Put a hat on? I mean, you guys don't want to be blinded? You guys don't want to think about Megamind? That's weird. What up, Metro? We got Chat Summary in the house, Inferno. Be Calm, of course. Be Calm with another dono. Said, I never got to eat Booker. Well, thanks for the $2 dono. Don't want to really figure out what that means. Towns for 3. Good. All right. 15-11. A do-rag might be a good call. A do-rag might be a good call. Michael McEwen just crushing the chat supremacy. He's a chat supremacist. Let's see here. Blop was in the house, but Blop, I guess, said he was going to leave. We'll see if Blop makes his way back. Unbelievable 3 from Brunson in Turner's face. That's tough. No, I definitely do not have a do-rag. I'd have to order one. We need to find a way for me and Sunder to wear do-rags. Oh my God, Halliburton. Ugly fading 3. Not even close. Airballed the heck out of it. Brunson again. Deep 3. They're up 10. What up, Dusty? Might have a game on our hands. Wow. Some good water. So, we got some chips at the grocery store that came with free Smart Water alkaline. So good. I know it's weird to say that water tastes good, but it really does. I could put up a hood for you guys to get this bald head out of your face, since you guys are bullying me into covering my bald head like the racist that you are. You know? There we go. Is that better? Oh boy, it's getting hot in here. Hood off? Hood on? I don't know what to do here. I'm going to go hood off only because it's hot. How's that not what they're doing, Metro? I agree, Dusty, and I wanted badly to root for him and the Knicks, but I can't. Once I saw their Knicks fans beating up randoms outside 30v1, That was it for me, man.
Congratulate tonight.
That's true too. Like, it also makes the KD trade look that much worse. But let's not kid ourselves. Mikhail's not the main character in this story, so that's Brunson, and they have a squad. Like, of course you should be able to win with Mikhail when you've got the team that the Knicks have. Yeah, they're not gonna win, but you know. I got 4 screens going right now. Does that impress you? Are you impressed by that? Yes or no? Yeah, he was happy, Haydot, and I mean, I don't think he wanted to leave at all. I don't think he wanted to leave. I feel like Cam did not want to leave. I was thinking about it today, though. Like, if they ever did get back, it would be so weird for them because so many things have changed. New owner, new practice facility, I think, like all new faces, new front office. Like, nothing would be the same. Like, have you ever moved away from a town and then went back like 3-4 years later or even later and been like, this place feels completely different than when I left it, Haydot says, your lame video today, Gabe, about Damian Lillard for Beal. Hey, man, don't kill the messenger. The messenger is Sports Illustrated. All right, go after them. They're the ones putting this stuff out there saying that the Bucks would want to do. Dave Bliss from OKC. Y'all hear that? The screen is like completely black and the audio is fried. All right. It's enough of that audio. Yipes. Haydot says, Gabe, did you know that Jordan Ott was part of Budenholzer's organization? He was under him as a player development coach. Watch him get hired by Ishbia. Yeah, I mean, that Michigan State, there we go. Credibility has got to be just talking to Ishbia like the Green Goblin mask talking to the Green Goblin. Wow, so they're cutting their own audio because it's so bad right now. Top into the rack, lefty leg, good. That was sexy. Is anybody in playback getting this problem where the audio's going in and out, or is it just me? McBride, baseline, kicks it to trick shot Shamit, over to Hart, whips it to DeLon Wright for 3, wide open, somehow no good. You got to hit that, DeLon. Haydot says he wants KD gone. Get the best package before it's too late. So what I would I hope you'll admire my honesty when I say that you're probably right. I just emotionally can't let go of KD, and I'm embarrassed by that, and I don't like it. But, like, I don't know. It's just like, how do you tell KD to leave when he's playing the way he's playing? Why does he... I understand that he's not the problem. The problem is we need so many new pieces on the team to make the team better. I just want to have KD be a part of it and, like, figure it out. Like, get rid of Beal. Draft well. You got a first this year. I don't know, man. I do feel like you're probably right. I just am dragging my feet. It hurts to lose KD, man. The thought of getting KD here was so exciting. Then we got him, and now I already have to say goodbye. Ugh. Ugh. You agree with Sundo. I know, Metro. Why are they showing Plaxico Burress catching a touchdown? Can you imagine if your parents named you Plaxico? I don't think I've seen another human being outside of Plaxico Burress with the name Plaxico. I don't think I've ever seen that name replicated. Hey, that says we already been lowballed by the offers. Of course, you're going to get lowballed. You know, but he wants to stay. He's open to staying. Also, it's confusing because Matt Ishbia was like, at the end of the season, he's like, I don't want to rebuild. I want to try to keep winning now. Like, I don't know why people want to worry about 6 years from now. I'm worried about next year. Like, I'm trying to. Hey, they don't have to gut their roster. That's the thing. I mean, I don't think they would have to gut it, except for the money that they need to make work. You know? They're not going to give up Castle. They're not going to give up Wemby. They're not going to give up De'Aaron Fox. You know, we're looking at Sohan and Vassell, possibly, which is a haul, especially if you get a pick or two. Okay? But then you get to have De'Aaron Fox. Then you can go in for a title in the next 2 years. And if it doesn't work, a walk away from KD and all that money and free up all that money. You know what I mean? Like, it's, why not? If I'm the Spurs, man, why not take a crazy chance? Why not bring in KD, have KD, Wemble, Fox, Castle, all that firepower that they have would be insane asylum. How do you say no to that for 2 years? Because the argument that I heard today was pretty decent. Sam Cooper retweeted it from a Spurs podcast called The Spurs Way. And bro was making a good point. He said, with Giannis, you bring him in, he's definitely going to do his team option, which gets him like $62 million. And then you're stuck with that if it's not working. Like, if for some reason it doesn't work, you're going to have to pay him as he gets up to 38 years old. With Kevin Durant, it's 2 years. You go in for a title. If it doesn't work, you get to walk away. Blorp says, so what if we gotta get good? So what if we got no good deals for KD and Beal and gotta keep them both? I just don't think that's gonna happen, man. I really don't. People are gonna want KD, and we'll do whatever it takes to get rid of Bradley Beal. We will cut our nose to spite our face to get rid of Bradley Beal. I would love that. Hey, Picks, Vassell, and Sohan would be, dude. That would be the fast rebuild that we've been looking for. You know, 45-56. I agree, Michael. Pacers do just need to stay close. They can win this game if they keep it close. This has been a back and forth. Like, there haven't been a lot of blowouts, I don't feel like. No blowouts. These are close games. They're good games. So, yeah, you could tell Knicks were getting stressed. Tibbs getting stressed. Type shit. Let's pull up the stats here. Shall we? Huh? What? You want to look at the stats? What? You don't know the score? What? You're confused? What? You got parlays? What? 9 points for Siakam. 3 for 8. That's their killer. That's who I think they need to get going. I mean, it's rough that Tyrese Halliburton is at 4 points. It is 0 for 3. But Pascal's that engine. When Pascal is going, there's no stopping this Pacers team, I feel like. Nobody in double figures for the Pacers, though. Low-scoring game, if you think about it. 14 for Brunson and 17 for Towns. Towns with 17, bro. He's going crazy. He's got 17 and 10 at halftime. He's on pace for 34 and 20. Knicks might win this game. I hate to say it. I hate to see it. You know? I don't know, Michael. Blop Blops. Blop Blops number 2. What happened? Inferno took that spot. You tied. You're tied. You're still number 1. Who is this stumpy halftime show? So this is just like a Knicks thing, right? This is just like a New York thing. They're like, hey, let's just put on some New York guys who are OGs. Okay, I can live with that. You know, the parents probably enjoy it. Kids can still enjoy it a little bit. Major Austin says, can we please hurry and trade Durant? He has stripped the Suns of all its joy. Major, why do you think it's... Why? What? I'm not mad at you. I'm just confused. Color me confused. Katie's 36 years old. Works harder than anyone on the team. Still performs. Not just, I mean, his age is one thing, but after an Achilles tear, Katie still performs like his statistically, pre-injury self. Obviously, he didn't like Frank, but I feel like he really tried to make it work with Bud. Even like after shit blew up and everybody thought they hated each other, you'd still see him laughing and being very cordial with Bud during timeouts. We had a comeback where we were down bad and he's joking and laughing with Bud, and then we come back and win. I never saw, and maybe I'm wrong, correct me if I am, I never saw Durant give a half-assed effort. Ever. I saw Beal give half-assed efforts. I saw Beal stop caring. You know what I mean? I'd in retrospect, no. I would prefer to have, if knowing what I know now, I would definitely rather have the Twins over KD. I can say that. I can say that because I've experienced what I've experienced. But when Durant and Book were together in that first season with Chris Paul, we were the only team to beat the Nuggets twice. I think we were the only team to beat the Nuggets, period. We beat them twice. That could be wrong. So like, I'm just confused, man. I'm just confused. I know. I know a lot of people, but Major, like, he was cordial with the coach, but as far as his on-court performance, it never dipped. Like, show me the games where KD underperformed. Like, it was so rare. He's the consummate professional. But knowing what I know, yeah, I would rather have the Twins back because it's two players that fill two roles. One of them is an elite defender. Both of them can shoot. One of them can shoot lights out. And they can be in two places at once. And we shouldn't have traded for KD without the infrastructure to support him enough to where we could win a title. We traded away our infrastructure to get him, and then we didn't have a solid base to stand on. So, like, I can't blame KD personally. I could blame Matt Ishbia. I could blame James Jones. I can blame the Bradley Beal trade. I can blame Bradley Beal. And then, you know, somebody in here was saying, what about Book? He deserves blame. He quit. Outside of Book getting disheartened by being told a couple of times by Bud to stop being a leader, and I know I'm kind of accentuating that a little bit. It's not, he didn't quite say that, but he pulled him into his office and told him, listen, you're talking too much during timeouts. I need to be the voice in the timeout, not you. Other than that, I didn't see Book give up. He is too cocky for his own good. I agree with that. He needed to learn a humbling lesson, which I hope he's learned. But I never saw him give up. I'm willing to have my mind changed about that, though. If you can show me, like, tell me the games to watch, I'll go back and watch and see if it looked like he was giving up. I didn't see it. You know. That's possible, Hey Dot. It is possible that he was interrupting. But if we're all trying to say, like, and people have always said this, Book's not a leader, Book's not a leader. Well, when he is trying to lead because he's growing up and he's got more experience and he feels confident that, hey, what I say matters because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've been at this shit for like 9 years. I know what I'm talking about. Listen, I need you to do this when I'm doing this. He should have some leash to talk and teach and communicate. Hey, if you see me do this, I need you to do this. If I get blown up on a screen, you got to step up. I promise you, I will slide down and go to your guy. Like, we can switch, or just hedge for me. Don't switch. Just hedge. Try to ice this screen. I want to get back. There are a lot of things that players need to communicate to each other during timeout. And to be told not to do that, to me, comes across as a Bud either ego or control freak thing. But I also thought Bradley Beal was going to be good on the Suns, so what the fook do I know? Yeah, and he was the point guard most of the time on the court. Like, he needs to be talking through that shit. You know. Haydot just loves Bud. You know. Loves Bud, hates Book. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good situation. And when your coach doesn't get along with the players lose. I blame the players for that. I blame Book and KD for with Frank Vogel. You know, it's like I feel like if you rub these players the wrong way, they're just like, fuck it. Which is why it's so important to get a coach that they revere, and they revered Monty Williams. And Monty didn't even deserve it, but they revered him. There were times he deserved it. Kiwi said, I would guess that we went to switching on defense because fighting through screens requires effort and the players didn't have it. Or, yes, that is possible. I'm not trying to like make a different argument because I don't think your argument's possible. That's very possible. But the other possibility too is that Coach Bud, we knew going into it, was a Mike D'Antoni coach minus the 7-second stipulation. He was an offense-only coach that paid damn near zero attention to defense and was physically and mentally incapable. This is coming from the Bucks. This is why he got let go from the Bucks. Incapable or unwilling to make defensive adjustments. It was not a part of his kit. Yeah, Alex, Monty is a good person, but he wasn't good interpersonally. You know? He had his issues. Inferno says, number one Inferno, by the way, says Vogel was a really good coach to make them put in the effort into playing. They didn't like him, and then they liked Bud. It was just that he was a bad coach. That might be true. They might have actually liked Bud. He just sucked. I think Bud sucks. I think Bud sucks. Can we be completely honest? I think Bud sucks. I offer up to you Mike Malone, who we all thought for the Nuggets was just such a good coach, so obviously a good coach. Or was it just Joker? Come on. They took whoever it was to 7 games. They got through the first round. They still did about what they do on any given year. Make a run in the playoffs without Malone. I don't know, man. I think it's the same thing for Bud. I think Bud got carried by Giannis. He got carried by the fact that Book had a bad hamstring. after game 2, after dropping double 40 burgers back to back. And all he was telling people was play random, play random, play random. I don't think he's a good coach. I think he got carried to a title. Run tell dad. They really appreciate and understand how to build through the draft. It's like their thing, you know. They're not going to give up a chance for a number 2 pick. Their whole lives revolve around tanking for those picks. I don't know, Knightley. That's what I thought about Indy versus Pacers, and Indy's just almost better than the sum of their parts, although their parts are not weak. I'm not trying to say they're not good. They play together so well. And Halliburton is just like Steve Nash reincarnate. He gets everybody involved. That makes a team even more dangerous. That's why we were so dangerous with Chris Paul. You know? Me need coffee. This dude doesn't even have that bad of a jumper. He's just throwing up straight bricks. Shouldn't have came down here with your sweater on, brother. He's got a hoodie on. You're not going to shoot good in the hoodie unless you pull the hoodie up like Melo. Okay, half-court shot. He made it all the way. Camera up in his face. He looks nervous. Looks nervous as hell. Gets a high five from some cuzzard. They're the ones that made Rivals. It's not like some dudes on the outside looking in were like, hey, that looks like a good game. We should steal it. It's like, no, the people that made it in the first place got shuffled around to other companies and then ended up at Marvel and just recreated old Overwatch as Rivals. You know? But yeah, Overwatch, that was my game. Like, I probably have more hours on Overwatch than anything. I probably have more hours on Reinhardt than any other game, period. So it's super teamwork. It's just, have you ever played Overwatch? It's the exact same game. I mean, it's the exact same game. You know, not only are you fighting other characters, Cat, no good. You're pushing a payload, or more like domination, where you're, you know, occupying a objective, but with cooldowns and stuff like that, and specials, and you have to work as a team. Like, you literally have to, or you'll just lose. Blueprints? I've never even heard of Blueprints. Yeah, I tried PUBG a long time ago, and I suck at games like that. But obviously that's a big game too. I would say their modes are more just Overwatch modes. Its abilities like Overwatch. I mean, literally, there are like 1-for-1 characters from Overwatch into, like, I would say Squirrel Girl is definitely Junkrat. Strange is like kind of Reinhardt, you know. Like, I think Mantis is kind of like Lucio. Scarlet Witch is kind of like Moira, or Cloak and Dagger is kind of like Moira. Yeah, I probably would, Alex. Do people still play that? Yeah, he's like Soldier and Bastion, kind of like mixed in one. Punisher is. God, I hope the Knicks lose this game. It would be so satisfying. Just don't think it's going to happen. 17-point lead. Yeah, my wife really liked that show. So, Daredevil's back. Did anybody watch Daredevil, like the reincarnation of Daredevil, and how good is it? And is the Punisher in it? And is the Punisher going to get extended for another season? Yep, Ultron's basically about to be in the game now, nightly. He's going to be a healer, which I never would have thought he was going to be a healer. But I like healing, so that'll be fun for me. Thank you for hanging out.